In honor of Library Shelfie Day, today's episode, I'm going to show you 8 books to make you smarter this year in 2023. Check out my bookshelf playlist for more book suggestions. Perspective Plans with new videos and podcasts weekly. Join our Patreon at patreon.com/perspectiveplans for exclusive videos and more. Visit perspectiveplans.com for all of your planner and stationery needs. Only at Perspective Plans, helping you plan for what's to come. Hello everyone, I'm Christina B and welcome to the Perspective Plan Show, where I help you boost your productivity and stay organized so that you can handle whatever life throws at you. I upload new videos and podcasts every single week, so be sure to subscribe so that you won't miss anything. Shop for workbooks, printables, and stickers at perspectiveplans.com. And last but not least, this episode would not be possible without the support of our Perspective Plans patrons and channel members. Thank you. Now let's get into this episode. Book 1, Remember by Lisa Genova. Human beings forget. It's not just a pitfall of old age, it happens to everyone, regardless of their age. In this book, neuroscientist Lisa Genova delves into how memories are made and how we can retrieve them. You'll learn whether forgotten memories are temporarily inaccessible or erased forever, and why some memories are built to exist for only a few seconds, like a passcode, while others can last a lifetime, like your wedding day. You'll discover the clear distinction between normal forgetting, where you parked your car, and forgetting due to Alzheimer's, that you owned a car. And you'll see how memory is profoundly impacted by meaning, emotion, sleep, stress, and context. Once you understand the language of memory, you can begin to see when it's time to worry about your own or someone else's memory loss. So many books, so little time. Frank Zappa. Book 2, A Brief History of Nearly Everything by Bryson. The universe is a big place and we've only just begun to understand it. In a short story of nearly everything, Bryson takes us on the ultimate journey into origins of the world and life as we know it. Bryson's quest is to understand our origins. How did we get here? What's around us? How did our planet form? He takes us on a grand tour of the universe and shows us just how little we know about it, and why that doesn't have to be a bad thing. This book discusses some of the most fundamental concepts in science, gravity, evolution, and of course the Big Bang Theory, and many others. There are also plenty of laughs along the way. In a short story of nearly everything, Bryson takes us on a journey of human history through civilization. He travels to labs and field camps to speak with some of the world's most advanced scientists who are obsessed with their work and have dedicated their lives to understanding what makes all of us tick. Bryson shares his quest for knowledge in his unique way. Self-effacing humor, fascinating facts about the world around us, and an eye for detail that brings it all together in a way that is entertaining and engaging for both casual readers and those who are really into science. A room without books is like a body without a soul. Marcus Tullis Cicero. Book 3, Think Like a Freak by Stephen D. Levitt and Stephen J. Dubner. Have you ever had a problem that seems unsolvable? Have you ever felt like there's no way to get out of the mess you're in, so you might as well give up? That's where Think Like a Freak comes in handy. They were telling themselves that this book couldn't be written, that they didn't have the tools or talent to pull it off. But then they realized that the best way to do something impossible is to just do it. And so here it is in the book. In Think Like a Freak, Stephen D. Levitt and Stephen J. Dubner take us inside their thought process and offer a blueprint for an entirely new way to solve problems. They explain how some people see differently than others and why those people are often more successful at solving problems than everyone else who thinks like everyone else does. They also share some lessons that they learned from hot dog eating champions, doctors who swallow dangerous bacteria, Nigerian email scammers, and so much more. This book will help you learn how to think about things in ways that most people never even considered. And it will show you how those new perspectives can improve your life in ways that are truly mind-blowing. The person, be it gentleman or lady, who has not pleasure in a good novel must be intolerably stupid. Jane Austen. Book 4, Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari. In Sapiens, Harari draws on a broad range of disciplines to offer a new explanation for who we are and where we came from. He shows how the story of human beings is not just the story of how we domesticated plants and animals, but also the story of how we became slaves to our own technologies. Harari offers an original take on the old question, what is it that makes us human? Is it our technology or our ideas? Our drive for success or our ability to cooperate with each other? Our search for meaning or our pursuit for material comfort? Harari answers these questions by presenting a fresh look at the way different societies have organized themselves throughout history. He examines what it means to be human as well as what it means to be a part of something larger than ourselves. In doing so, he offers a new perspective on some of today's most urgent issues, including climate change, terrorism, and other forms of violence, nationalism, global inequality, and so much more. Good friends, good books, and a sleepy conscience. This is The Ideal Life. Mark Twain. Book 5, Smarter, Faster, Better by Charles Duhigg. Productivity is about more than just action. It's about making the right choices. Productivity isn't just about what you do. It's about how you think. When you think about what it means to be productive, what comes to mind? I bet it's not imagining the future, or maybe it is, but not in a good way. Maybe you think of people who are always thinking about the next big thing and never doing anything about it. And if you're like me and most people I know, that kind of person makes us feel frustrated and unproductive. But actually, there's a lot of science behind why imagining the future can be such an important part of being productive. It all has to do with how our brains work. We can't help but think about new ideas even if we're trying not to. And when we do think about them without acting on them, that gives those ideas more time to root in our minds, and before long, they start to influence the way we make decisions in real life. Fairy tales are more than true, not because they tell us that dragons exist, but because they tell us that dragons can be beaten. Neil Gaiman. Book 6, Brief Answers to Big Questions by Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking was one of the most brilliant minds in human history. But he was also a very funny guy. In his final book, Hawking turns his attention to the big questions we all face as a human race. Will artificial intelligence outsmart us? How did it all begin? Is there a God? And so on. But he doesn't just give us these answers. He makes us laugh along the way with stories about his life and a little bit of jokes thrown in for good measure. Hawking was always passionate about making sure that everyone could understand science, and now he's left us with his final thoughts on our universe's biggest questions, written in his unique voice. Witty, brilliant, and always entertaining. Outside of a dog, a book is a man's best friend. Inside of a dog, it's too dark to read. Groucho Marx. Book 7, What If by Randall Munroe. Whether you're planning to ride a fire pole from the moon back to Earth or cool the atmosphere by opening everyone's freezer door at the same time, Randall Munroe is here to help. In the book What If, serious scientific answers to absurd hypothetical questions, 100% accurate of course, has all of his regular followers' favorite questions answered in detail. Munroe is an expert at examining how the world might work in very specific extreme circumstances. He consults the latest research on everything from swing set physics to airliner catapult design to answer his readers' questions clearly and concisely, with illuminating and occasionally terrifying illustrations. As he consistently demonstrates, you can learn a lot from examining how the world might work in very specific extreme circumstances. If you only read the books that everyone else is reading, you only think what everyone else is thinking. Haruki Murakami. Book 8, Quiet by Susan Cain. Introverts are the ones who prefer listening to speaking, who innovate and create, but dislike self-promotion, who favor working on their own overworking in teams. It is to introverts Rosa Parks, Chopin, Dr. Seuss, Steve Wozniak, that we owe many of the great contributions to society. At least 1/3 of the people we know are introverts, but we don't always recognize it because they tend to be quiet, thoughtful, and reflective. Yet their contributions are often overlooked by an extrovert-oriented society that values outward success and action over inward reflection and character. In Quiet, the Power of Introverts in a World That Can't Stop Talking, Susan Cain argues that we dramatically undervalue introverts and shows how much we lose in doing so. She charts the rise of the extrovert ideal throughout the 20th century and explores how deeply it has come to permeate our culture. She also introduces us to successful introverts, from a witty, high-octane public speaker who recharges in solitude after his talks, to a record-breaking salesman who quietly taps into the power of questions, passionately argued, impeccably researched, and filled with indelible stories of real people. I have always imagined that paradise will be a kind of library. Jorge Luis Borges. And here's our bonus book. If you made it this far into the episode, here's a bonus book to make you smarter. From Good to Great by Jim Collins. Have you ever wondered what it takes to turn a good company into a great one? Jim Collins and his research team have been asking that question for the past 5 years, and now they have the answer. In this book, they'll share their findings on exactly how 28 companies made the leap from average to exceptional. In their research, they found that there are 3 key characteristics that make all the difference: Level 5 leadership, the hedgehog concept, and a culture of discipline. Level 5 leaders don't just think about themselves, they are also focused on helping their teams grow and develop. The hedgehog concept is a simple way of describing what your company does best and then focusing all of its efforts around those things. A culture of discipline means having clear goals and systems that people can follow easily, so they can focus on doing their best work instead of getting bogged down in bureaucracy and red tape. Never trust anyone who has not brought a book with them. Lemony Snicket. Share this awesome episode with someone you know who needs it to help them plan for what's to come. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I hate for you to miss the next episode. Now let's get into our recap. So let's do a quick recap just in case you missed a book on the list. Book 1, Remember by Lisa Genova. Book 2, A Brief History of Nearly Everything by Bill Bryson. Book 3, Think Like a Freak by Stephen D. Levitt and Stephen J. Dubner. Book 4, Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari. Book 5, Smarter, Faster, Better by Charles Duhigg. Book 6, The Brief Answers to Big Questions by Stephen Hawking. Book 7, What If by Randall Munroe. Book 8, Quiet by Susan Cain, and our bonus book is From Good to Great by Jim Collins. There is no friend as loyal as a book, Ernest Hemingway. I just want to take a moment to thank our patrons and channel members. This episode would not be possible without your support. Thank you. And if you would like to support the show, visit patreon.com/perspectiveplans today. Thank you so much for stopping by and pressing play. I truly appreciate it. Let me know down below in the comments or your podcast review what tip you'll be using. Keep planning for what's to come, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.